Hello, my sweet baby bats. It's my face again. Today we're going to be talking about two of my current hyperfixations for however long this video is. You can't even see my shirt right now, which I'm so sad because I wore it specifically for this video. It is a Jax. Let me just show it off really quick. It says, "I can fix him." Oh, I love him. I love Jax. Okay. I'm going to be talking about two of my most current hyperfixations, Five Nights at Freddy's as well as the Amazing Digital Circus. Now, for the Amazing Digital Circus, or Digital Circus as I will call it from now on, I will not do any spoilers. So if you haven't watched the series finale, even though it has already, it's been live for a month now, I'm not going to share any spoilers. I will share the character arcs a little bit because there are some of the characters that I really don't like any of them. But I promise I won't have any spoilers. But with that being said, I do have some things I want to show you that I picked up because I have a really big haul of both FNAF and Digital Circus, and I just want to talk about my hyperfixation because why the heck not? I did do a similar kind of video where I talk about my hyperfixation with Ninjago for, I think it was 47 minutes, but that tied into the ball jointed dolls, which you can actually see here. Today, this does not tie into any of my dolls. So for any of my doll friends coming here wondering where's the doll content, it's not here. So moving on, let's start with FNAF, because I remember when FNAF first came out and when Matt Pat was making his first theories on it, and I was so invested. I have not played the games because I don't like cheap jump scares, but I love the lore. If you guys don't know anything about me, hi, hello, welcome. My name is Fayley Psycho. I love story building. I love character arcs. Storytelling is one of my favorite things to do and to be not a part of, but like analyze, I guess you can say. But when it comes to the lore of FNAF, it was like chef's kisses. But of course, like any hyperfixation for somebody with a neurodivergent mind like mine, I kind of fell off of it. And then when I came back, I was kind of lost, and I'm like, okay, like just end it already. But during the time where I was really burnt out, and I really don't want to talk too much about that because I feel like all I talk about is it, but I mean, keep into consideration it was for 6 months, like that's a lot of time out of this year. But during that time, I just needed some type of spark, and honestly, I believe FNAF was that spark for me. Once I got like held on to that hyperfixation, I was able to kind of get out of that a little bit. But I picked it back up. I went to watch, I can't remember what sparked it. I don't know what the hell sparked it. But I went to watch a lore video, right? And I'm sitting there, and now there's the Secret of the Mimic and everything, which anything past Ultimate Custom Night, I fell off of. So I don't know any of the new story. And as I was listening to it, I was like, wait a minute, what? The Mimic? Glitch Trap? Like, if you're not aware of any of those names, you might be like, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah, I didn't know either. So that was the perfect catalyst for my brain to like pick up on and like just reintroduce myself to the entire lore and like how much that it has changed since The Secret of the Mimic. I kid you not, I've been watching hours long videos. The first one I watched, I think, was 9 hours. I just finished a 9-hour one yesterday. There's one that's 36 hours long, but I think that one's about the book series, so I haven't started watching it yet. Not ready to delve into the book series quite yet, but with my grueling new job, I might start listening to that while I'm working. But like I went head first into the lore and I've been loving it. The thing that I love, and I was actually talking to an old coworker of mine because I had brought up, oh yeah, I'm listening to the FNAF lore, and they're like, oh, my daughter is into that. And they were talking about the movie. Now I haven't watched the movies yet because I don't think they're streaming on anything I have. I really want to watch the movies. But she was explaining the movie, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's not the lore of the games. And she made the comment of like, why don't they just copy the lore of the games into the movies so people will understand? And I'm like, because you don't understand. The whole thing about FNAF is that nobody really knows what the lore is. Nobody's like, you have bits and pieces, but you don't really know what the whole story is, and everything is just theory based. And I think that's what I love so much about it, is listening to other people's theories. Even if I don't agree with that theory, or I listen to it and I'm like, how does that make sense? I still love listening to it. I think that's what's so fun about FNAF and why it's lived for as long as it has survived for as long as it has, because I can speak, is because of all the different theories and like the conversation starters of it, you know? I remember she was saying her daughter had seen a theory that Foxy, because in the very first one, I think it was the very first game, Foxy is in the out of order, right? And there's the theory that Foxy was in out of order because they were beat up because they were the one who was going after the murderer, right? And she's like, yeah, my daughter just learned of that theory. And I'm like, what is she talking about? And then I was thinking about it. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember when that used to be the theory before any of the other games came out. Like, there were so many theories that were debunked, but like we held on to it. Like, this is what happened, right? Which I find is really fun. It's just been filling a hole in my heart, to be honest. But the second thing that I had gotten into, I think it was because I got into the FNAF. I got into FNAF, and then I remember so many people were into Digital Circus and Poppy's Playtime, and I didn't understand why. So when I looked into it, it was like there's so much lore behind it, and like Poppy Playtime, I don't think I'll ever get into that. I don't know. I think Poppy Playtime is FNAF for the next generation. I don't know. That could be different, you know? But with Digital Circus, it was like the same like twisted little reality situation. So I'm like, fine, I'll give it a go. What really got me hooked, I think, or like to give it a try, was because there were only 8 episodes. So I got into it a week before the series finale came out. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad I did, because if I waited for the episodes as long as some of the fandom has, I think, and I'm just being honest with my neurospicy brain, I think I would have fallen off of it, because I'm like, okay, I've waited so long, forget, move on kind of thing. But I'm glad that I got into it when I did, because then I got to see the series finale and like the whole story from start to finish, really. But still love it as much as some of the fandom has. Maybe not like as much as the one who has been there since day one or whatever, but enough to be like, yes, I can understand the character, or I can understand why people love the characters, why people love the story and everything. So with that being said, I ended up getting into the Digital Circus, fell in love with the Jax. Oh my gosh, I love how just unhinged he is. I know a lot of people, especially with the beginning, when they followed it from the beginning, hated Jax and thought he was an asshole. Like, he fucking is an asshole, right? But he was so hated. But I loved him for what everybody else hated him for. I really, really love Jax. And as the story progressed and you can see the changes in the characters, I feel like Jax really had the best character, kind of, maybe not character arc, but like character change in a way. I think and again, I'm not gonna do any spoilers. I will say this one thing. I think what they ended up doing at the end was bullshit. It was just toxic masculinity, narcissistic bullshit. Like, it didn't really, I think they were trying to have people feel sympathetic for him, but as somebody who loves Jack, somebody who loves Jack, for somebody who loves Jax, I felt like watching that made me feel like I don't feel sorry for him though. Like, I get he's been through trauma, but now you're making, I don't know, I didn't really like, and I guess the trauma part isn't spoilers because they were hinting at the trauma in the last few episodes, right? But I just feel like the way he handled it, the way that they set up the story, and then, I don't know, it just does not make sense. The one thing I will say, because it's been on my mind and I wonder if anybody has talked about this, because I'm not active in communities. I can't be. It's overstimulating for me. But if somebody, I'm sure somebody had brought this up, but if a new person doesn't appear unless another one has abstracted, why was everybody in the pilot episode surprised when Kaufmo abstracted but Pomni showed up? Why was that a surprise to anybody? Because if that's the storyline, wouldn't you think, new character, everybody's accounted for but Kaufmo, shouldn't we check on him to make sure that he's okay? Not like, oh, let's go check in him and show him Pomni? I don't know, I was a little confused on that. And I bring that example up because I feel like they set up storylines throughout the series that didn't make sense in the series finale, where I'm like, you told us this, but you're showing us this now. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I hated the series finale. Not just because of, like, Jax is an asshole that's unredeemable. Like, they try to make him redeemable, but it failed, right? But the fact that it was poor storytelling. I feel like they set up such a cool story to do, and then it just, like, that's it. That's what we're doing for my boy. So, I don't know why I went on that tangent, but this is what I'm doing. Rambling about my hyperfixations for however long this video is. But, I did enjoy the show. I love the fact that, like, they're stuck there, and it's supposed to be happy-go-lucky, and then it's like everybody is slowly losing their minds. I really do like that psychological horror. I love the fact that there's only a couple of episodes. I do know they've been doing this for quite some time. They're a small company. I think only one writer. Don't quote me on this. This is what I heard from some of the interviews, and I don't know how old that interview was, but I believe there was only one person working on the animation and one person working on the story. So I can understand why it ran on for so long, but I love that it's just altogether 9 episodes, and if you've never watched it, you can watch it in a binge. It takes shorter than watching a freaking episode or a series of Bridgerton, and I love Bridgerton. But yeah, so I really did enjoy that. They were also 30 minutes long until the last episode. I think that was an hour, right? And I really did like that because a lot of shows nowadays run an hour long each. So, like, if we're doing the 9 episodes, that would be 9 hours of sitting there and watching it, but I was able to binge watch it in half that time, you know? So I do really like it. I think there's so many funny parts, and one of my favorite things to do right now, not only listen to the FNAF lore, but also watch compilation of, like, funny moments from it, and I just laugh over and over and over again. I really did like the circus, the digital circus especially. So Kane. Somebody calls him Kanan, and I'm like, that's not his name. Kane. at the beginning, I was like, you're annoying, but then I was like, no, you're actually really funny. So he became one of my favorites, and now I want to have a shelf. I actually started setting it up a little bit, but I want to have a Jax and Kane shelf. Not like a Jax X Kane, like, oh, they're lovers, but they're just my two favorite characters. So I have Kane. I'm starting to show you guys the haul that I got for Digital Circus. I found this one. I can't believe I actually found this, but I found Jax. These come with collectible cards, and I didn't realize it, and I had seen all 4 of them, and I feel like I would have gotten all 4 if I knew about the cards. If you guys are a returning friend, you guys know I love cards. But, yes, so this is the abstracted collection. So you have Jax, and then you also have Pomni and Gangle that I could have gotten, but I never did. And then you have Kane being Kane. I don't really like this figure, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of weird, like his eyes, I mean, I guess that's what Kane would be if he was abstracted. I don't know. But I ended up getting that. And then I actually found these. I was looking everywhere. I went to so many Targets. So when I got into the Digital Circus, I know it was kind of late, and everything was being sold out, like in Target and Walmart, or no, in Target. I felt like Target was phasing out their Five Nights at Freddy's and their Digital Circus, which kind of sucked because I got into the hyperfixation late, I guess. But I went to 5 different, I think it was 9 different Targets altogether in the span of like a week. But one day I went to 5 of them, and then another day I went to 3, and then the last day I went to 1, and I actually found these. But look, I got Jax as the safari guy, okay, and I got Maid Jax, and then there we go, I had to go to the store again, and I found a second Maid Jax. So I do have 2 Maid Jaxes. I think I want to keep one in the box. I'm a box person, but also out of a box person. So I want to take these ones out, keep this one in kind of situation. So I got 2 of them. They were selling these on Mercari for like $15 to $30, and these are $5 a piece. I really hate resellers, but it is what it is. They're in every community, especially with things becoming collectibles now. I feel bad for kids, honestly, because some of these are like actual toys for kids, and kids don't get to see them because scalpers are getting them because collectors want them and they're trying to sell it, blah blah blah, whatever. But I also have Kane. So these ones are the ones in the box still because I just got them last week and I haven't had the energy to take them out yet, but I did get Kane. I do like how he looks funny. I like this one. But I did get 3 other ones that are out of the box already. We have Evil Ragatha. We have Skullgirl Pomni. I don't think I've found another one of this. I had found the other Pomni ones. And Gummy Goo. Why does nobody talk about this guy more? And why wasn't he in more episodes? I think he was only in 2. I have to double check because I don't remember seeing him after the coworker one where they worked at a knockoff version of McDonald's. But yes, I love Gummy Goo as well. So those are the Digital Circus. No, I lied. I also got these. I got 2 of these because one of them is going to be for my ball jointed dolls, like a large stuffed animal for them. It has dog fur on it. One is going to be like a little stuffed animal for them, so I actually cut off the tag because it was so big. Like, look at that. I don't really care about the tags. So I got the one for them, and then I got this one that I actually want to make into a keychain. I'm going to cut the back of this one too, but I'm going to sew like a little fabric little loopy and have this like a little keychain because this is a cute plush. Some of the plushies aren't that cute, but this one is a cute one. I do like this. So I have 2 of those. And then I have another plush, which is on my plush wall, as well as a lot of FNAF plushes that I got. I have the backlight of the 4 main animatronics from Security Breach, as well as Sun and Moon. And I think that's it. I'll have to do a pan through of them because I didn't want to take them out. They're on my brand new stuffy hammock that I finally put up. But I do have those and these guys and the little figures and everything. I do have a cart on the Digital Circus website that I want to order. Kaufmo. I want to get one little Kaufmo figure and put him in my Kane and Jax setup, just because I like Kaufmo. He's cool. He's like so chill for a clown. I don't know. I like him. The other things, I haven't gotten as many things for FNAF because I think there's no new game coming out. Actually, I think a new game, I don't remember. I think the last game came out last year, right? But we didn't really get that many toys or collectibles from it, I feel. So this is all I've gotten. I have these 4 little figures, and let me tell you, okay, I am so glad Jazzware? I think it's Jazzware. I don't remember how to say the name, but I'm so glad that they have the licensing for Five Nights at Freddy's, because I'm telling you, they are 10 million times better than the Funko Pops stuff that came out. Like, yes, I have the backlight Funko plushies from Security Breach. Yes, I know, but that's because they look really cool. The colors do. But like this guy that I'm not showing you, okay, he's big. I can't fit him on the screen. He looks so much better than all of the Funko plushies that they've done. I love this guy so much. My little Fredbear. He's a 20-inch plush that I ended up getting from Target, so I really do like him as well. But these designs just look so much better. Like, I look at Chica, right, and she looks kind of ugly, right? But she looks cute ugly. She don't look like, I'm not gonna lie, for Funko to have the licensing, but their stuff looks like the knockoff versions, that's kind of sad. And I'm glad that the licensing went to someone else, because seriously, this does not look like a knockoff. This looks like an actual official, like this one. Freaking, yeah, oh my god. Yes, so I did get those. And then I also have this little guy. Yeah, this is Funko. So this is a prime example, okay? Take a look at this guy. Alright. And then take a look at this guy. Does this not look like a freaking knockoff version? But it's a Funko licensing. Can you see that? It's a Funko licensing. But one looks like a knockoff and one looks... I don't know. That's my 2 cents in that. I'm glad that Jazzwares, or whatever the name is, has the licensing now, because they make their toys. Oh, I regret not getting them. I saw them at Target and they were $25 each. They were Bonnie and Freddy. Oh, what is that called? Endoskeleton toys, right? And I saw them and I had them in the cart, but I'm like, no, let me not get them. And now I regret it because I have not seen them restock those. I see them restock the Pirate Foxy and Mangle, which I'm thinking of grabbing those 2 if I see them again. But I'm not grabbing those 2. I don't know. Maybe I don't get any of them. It's not like I play with the toys, you know? But it would really been cool. At least the Freddy. I should have at least gotten the Freddy endoskeleton one, because they're selling them again on Macari and secondhand for so much money. I really feel bad for those kiddos. Yeah. Like, I don't have kids, but I couldn't imagine a kid seeing like an unboxing of something, right? And being like, oh, I want that toy. Mommy, give me that toy. Santa, give me that toy, whatever. Or can I get it for my birthday? And then they don't because their parents can't find it because the scalpers keep buying it. Or worse, the parents end up buying the scalper prices because they can't find it anywhere. Yeah, I feel really bad. I don't know how I would handle that. Yeah, that's all I have to say to that. But, I feel like I got more. Of course, so I have my shirt, right? And I have some other shirts that I got at Hot Topic of Jax after the finale. I really just needed a hit of dopamine that day. So I went to Hot Topic and got Jax everything that they had. I also made these bracelets. They're Jax. Obviously, Jax is my favorite. But I actually might make some Kane and Kaufmo bracelets next, but it says Jax, right? And then these are kind of the design that I did. I based them off of some designs that I found on Pinterest, but then I kind of, some of them weren't, I don't know, I can't explain it. It was inspired by some of them that I found on Pinterest. I mean, yeah, Pinterest. And then I customized it just a little bit just because I didn't have the pieces they had, or I didn't like the way that the colors were, something like that. So they were inspired by Pinterest but not copied. But I might make some more of these. I don't have these. I need to buy more of these beads, this one and this one, because I would actually like to make a bunch of these and just pass them out when I see somebody who has a Jax or digital circuits. I don't know, I like passing stuff out. I'm a weirdo. But like a rave or something, you know what I mean? But that is what I've been up to. Honestly, I feel like these 2 hyperfixations have helped me to kind of get out of my rut, because I kid you not, I will be like playing Minecraft and listening to like a FNAF lore in the background, and it just helps me to get up. I've been listening, well, Minecraft music to go to sleep, but like sometimes I'll listen to the FNAF soundtrack and everything like that. And I don't know, it's just really gotten me out of my funk. For my 30th birthday, if I still have the picture, I'll show you guys. I had created like a security breach, or not security breach, a Pizzaplex design birthday party thing. I created all of that by myself, except for the cutouts. Those were from the website, the wiki. But like the banner, I ended up making myself. I actually have the banner. I'm looking right now because I have the banner up in my room right now, even though it's now July. I might not take that down. I don't know, maybe I'll put something else up there, but I definitely like that banner there. Maybe I'll show you guys a pan through, maybe, if I have the energy or if I remember. But it's been really fun to like delve into that and have something that I'm thinking of other than being in between jobs, or not having the motivation to really do anything else or what have you, you know? So it's nice to have that. I might rewatch the Digital Circus, or see, like, I don't want to sit and rewatch it because I'm not a rewatcher. I don't rewatch things except for Ninjago. Ninjago's the only thing that I sit and rewatch, but I do watch all the compilations, you know? So I might go sit and watch a compilation or two, eat some corn dogs and some dinosaur-shaped tater tots at Target, you guys. Yes, that's been my thing. But yeah, I've been really excited for these hyperfixations. It's been a while, actually. It's been over a month at least, going on like a month and a half, which is pretty long. Usually I drop things within like the next week, but the ones that I end up holding on to for a long time are usually the ones where I'm like, oh yeah, this is a part of me now. Like, for example, Ninjago, Lego, Pokemon, Fortnite, Sims, the things that I list, dolls. those are things that I'll drop for a little bit, but I always come back to, right? But then there are things like, I don't know, no, you can't see it. I have these little mini brands, like foodie things that I got into for like 2 weeks and then I never picked them back up. And I'm trying to think of another example. What is another example? Oh, I can't think of one off the top of my head because usually I end up donating those or getting rid of them if I end up not doing anything with them again, you know? But yeah, that is me rambling about my 2 newest hyperfixations. They have really made me feel good. I feel like both FNAF and Digital Circus might end up being alongside Ninjago for me, just because Ninjago was sparked when I was in my deep depression. These 2 were sparked when I was in my deep burnout. Ninjago has been something, if you are not aware, it is a special interest, you can say. And I feel like because these were implemented during my deep burnout, it might have the same effect where I'm so sentimental with it. That is likely what's going to happen. If not with Digital Circus, definitely with FNAF. Because I have actually liked FNAF. Not from the beginning. Actually, I guess I remember Matt Pat's videos and waiting for him to put out his videos. I can't remember if that was in the beginning or if that was a year or 2 later. I don't remember. But I remember being in that for a very long time, you know? So I feel like that one's more, I was gonna say imprinted, but now I feel like I shouldn't say that for some reason. But I feel like it's more ingrained inside of me, you know? But it's kind of nice to have these 2 new hyperfixations that is giving me motivation to do things. That's what I'm trying to say. But I'm gonna stop rambling your ears off because I don't know. I'm just gonna stop rambling your ears off. That's all I have for you guys today. Leave in the comments down below, have you watched the amazing Digital Circus and what do you think about it? Do not put any spoilers in the comments, please. I will delete them. I just think I don't like we're not done. There's a few more things I need to say. I did not like the fact that not that the finale was an hour long. That didn't bother me. But because it was an hour long, I didn't have the spoons to sit down and watch it because I knew it was going to be very heavy. But I hated the fact that people were in their title giving away the ending, which fucking sucked because now I was forced to watch it and I wasn't ready to watch it. And I think if I was, maybe I wouldn't hate it as much as I do. But like the same thing happens with Bridgerton, okay? Somebody passes away and I'm not going to say who because I really, even though it's been out for a year, I think. Has it been a year? I don't know. Maybe it hasn't been a year. I don't know how long it's been out for. It might have been this year that it came out. Either way, somebody had died and people were spoiling it. So I had to watch it before they spoiled anything else. And I hate that side of the, what is that called? Of the internet, is that they'll just spoil it in their title. And I'm like, I was not ready for that. So that is something that I ended up having to deal with, is it being ruined. And then I had to watch it really quickly. I don't know where I was going on with that tangent, but I will say some of the characters that I didn't like, honestly, all the women. I did not, maybe I'll make this into a different video of like my unpopular opinions, but the women characters in that show fell short. Or like the feminine characters, what have you. Because I think there's Gingle and then there's another one that goes by they, them, right? They were had the most personality per se that wasn't annoying. Gangle was annoying to me. Ragatha, I don't know why people like Ragatha. They made a statement in the show that Ragatha is nice and everything, but you can never tell if she's being genuine. But people love how, oh, she's the mom type. But is it genuine? Like, it's not genuine. She's being the mom type, not because she cares for these people, but she wants them to like them. And I think that's fake as fuck, and I hate that. Pomni? Mary Sue, anybody? Like, people say there's a character arc, but is there really a character arc? Or was episode 1 where she was so anxious and like scared with all these strangers and then she gets used to them? Is that a character arc? Or is that her not being anxious anymore about the situation she's in? And then she's fixed. What else other than take away the first 2 episodes, okay, where her anxiety is the highest? What character flaw does she have taking those 2 episodes out? Because the character flaw that shows this character arc is not really her changing, right? It's just she's not anxious anymore. So with that, I'm like, you're very much a Mary Sue. Like, there's nothing wrong with you. You fix everybody's problems. You know, I don't like Pomni. I like Pomni. I like her character design. And I like some of her moments. But I don't like her as a character. Ragatha, she's the most annoying person in the show. I keep forgetting Gangle. Gangle? I didn't like the manager episode. Like, I see where they were going with it, but also I was like, I don't know about that. I don't know, personally. I didn't like that episode. I felt like it was funny, right? But for like Gangle character arc, I was kind of just like, meh. I did like when she grabbed the Tommy gun. That was the funniest part. And I liked her gimmick of like the mask always breaking in every episode. Like, I really liked that, right? So that's why I'm like leaning more towards that. But like when you compare those characters to Kane, Jax, and Kinger, the guys in the show, the guys got so much love, so much story, so much complexities to them, where the other characters, it was kind of like they fell flat, you know? And like I guess you can argue that those 3 characters are the main characters, like they progress the story. But then Pomni, she's flat as fuck. Like, I don't know. I only liked Pomni and I only liked this one because this is so cute. Look at her, right? But like as a character, I didn't really like Pomni. My favorite part with Pomni was when she was evil Pomni, right? When she was chaotic and unhinged. But other than that, like, when people argue about the character arc, I'm just like, tell me you would be nice and helpful for everyone if you found out you were stuck in a digital world filled with strangers and you couldn't come out, etc., etc. I think that the Pomni we get at the end is the real Pomni. Like, that's just who she was. But she was very anxious at the beginning and she was like, what the hell is going on? You know? So I don't think there is really a character arc for her. That was just my thought on it. But I wanted to say that because I did say at the beginning that I wanted to talk about the characters. So we talked about the characters. I talked about how the finale was ruined for me and what have you. So that's why I'm a little bit more like, don't say anything in the comments about it. I'm just gonna delete it. I don't want anybody else who hasn't seen it at all, who is like, okay, I'll go sit after watching this, I'll go sit and watch, you know, Digital Circus and then read the comments and be, I don't like that. I think that's where I was going with it. even though it's been 2 weeks or whatever. I don't care. I don't like the spoilers like that. Personally for me, blah blah blah, whatever. So let me close off this video because I think this is actually going to be longer than my last video of hyperfixation talking, and I feel like I have less to even talk about. So with that, I hope you blossom in all of your endeavors, and until next time, bye!